Hey, this is Anney.
And Samantha.
And welcome to Stuff I Never Told You, a production of iHeartRadio.
And welcome to another edition of Happy Hour. We're doing an AM edition. So just a peek behind the curtain. But if you are not doing the AM edition of this and you're enjoying the actual happy hour and all of its intentions, do so responsibly. We are not currently sponsored by any of the products that we talk about. If we do talk about products or companies or of the such, just FYI, that can quickly change. Some of those companies we would love to work with. Hey.
Yeah.
Anyway, Anney, are you sipping on something on this AM recording times?
No, just coffee.
You know what? That is on something. And that's just delightful.
It is. It takes me forever to drink coffee.
Yeah.
So it's kind of become a thing where I'm like, I don't drink it as often as I used to anymore because like I've been drinking this for 2 hours. But you know.
I drink mine very fast, which is a problem. But I only can do 1 cup, apparently, because I do it very strong and then add things to it that I'm like, Anyway. I am drinking on some bubbly water because, again, we're trying to get through the day. Am I right? Am I right? And I thought for this happy hour, because we have hit June officially, that means we are halfway through the year of 2025. Celebrate those small victories. We made it halfway through 1 year. Anyway, so I thought we'd do a quick review and do a check-in with y'all, check in with everybody all around us. But Anney, how has this year been going? Tell me some of the good things and some of the struggles.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, there's been a lot of difficulties. We're just getting through the day is the thing that you have to focus on because of our politics and the world we live in. So that hasn't been great. I did love The Last of Us season 2 came out. That was really fun. We got to hang out and do that. And I feel like I've seen a lot of my friends this year, which is it's a wonderful thing, but it's also like I'm still building up that social battery that got killed during the pandemic. So I'm really tired. But it's a wonderful thing. I need to build it back up. But it also is impacting my fan fiction, which isn't good because now I'm way behind. I haven't published anything since March.
Oh, no.
This is terrible. I used to publish once a week.
I know.
Once a week.
I remember. You were very bound to it, too.
Yeah. But I'm also going to find a doctor. I'm going to the doctor.
Okay.
Because I had a panic attack and it was really bad. So I'm going to go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about...
Hey, progress. That you're actually admitting that you need a doctor, which you're usually like very dismissive of. You're like, maybe I do, but...
Yeah.
But now you got some determination.
I usually just go to urgent care. But
yeah. It's time.
Okay, I need a doctor. Yeah.
It's time. Unfortunately, our insurance system is not great. And I feel like you can't really have a primary care physician because they leave. Or they're no longer in your network. But that's okay. That's another different conversation.
Yeah.
I will also find a doctor because I have hit all the aches and pains. I don't know if, technically this would be midlife crisis year, I think, for me. This is about that time. Not because I'm saying I have one. I'm just saying that because in general time frames, my birthday's coming up and it's hit the, 45, mid-40s, y'all. And everything hurts. I think I've complained about this repeatedly, but the aching has been new. Again, some of these things I'm wondering because I've seen a lot of videos telling me it could be perimenopause. And I'm like, is it? Someone just needs to tell me. My gynecologist was like, maybe. Or it just might be life. And I was like, well,
just
so
life
fair
has
enough.
Come for you.
Fair enough. But yeah, this year has been a lot of things happening. I feel like when I'm watching other friends going through things and or going through good things, like getting to celebrate with everybody is an amazing time. Finding the small moments. I I really built a great community in my like Zumba crew slash workout crews, and I've met amazing people, and I just keep being thankful for that. Like I'm not a social butterfly, we know this, but I also have a very strong core of friends that I might not see every day. As in fact, it might be months before I see you, but the way we connect, that every time I see them, it feels so good and it feels like home. Like I just really feel like it's one of those things that keep me going. And like, yeah, I don't have as many friends as I did in college. I don't have as many friends as I did in high school, but that's okay because the friends that I've got, we've gone through so much together that when we do see each other, it's a celebration. And again, it feels like coming home. It's nice. Um, I've had to do a lot of adult things recently, and I figured out I really need to figure out how to mow my lawn. Annie, this is a failing that I have. My partner had to be gone for a little while, and my yard looked real rough. And I've never, in my 45 years, have I ever mowed the lawn. Have I ever used a lawnmower? Any of the such. So I'm a little wary of that because, you know, there are too many horror movies where you lose limbs with those things. And I am super klutzy. Like standing up is a challenge half the time for me. So I'm like, ugh. But I know I need to try. I want to be self-sufficient, but I'm not very self-sufficient. But I have money to give to other people to come do it for me. But that feels like a chore because I'm like, I also don't want to be taken advantage of. I also don't want to take advantage of others. Are they actually going to do this or are they not? I don't want to pay a monthly fee of $250. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And there's not that many teenagers around this area, which is unfortunate for me, that I could pay $50 to like mow a small lawn.
Yeah.
You know, I see all these really cute, like feel-good stories of the kids trying to do that, and there's not any around here. We're an older crew of people, or a childless crew of people.
Well, so
you know?
That's how it is.
That's how it goes. I mean, I guess that's what part of the like regret of not having children, to make them do chores. I'm sorry, that's not okay. But yeah, so it's been an interesting year in reflecting like aging. I think we've talked about that a lot, just like aging in general and watching other people age and how we deal with this, being still childless and watching our environment change but not change. I've had this conversation a lot with myself and TikTok because these videos come up for me. Like there are conversations between people who chose to be childless, people who cannot have children, and those who did choose having children. And the honest conversation has been really refreshing. There's also been a woman recently that I saw her talking about some of the regrets. And she's my age. And she's like, here's some of my truths. And some of them being the same things that I'm like, no, I'm very happy being childless, but there's still a small part of me that's like, am I going to regret this later? Like there's still parts of that in my mind that I've talked about many times. There's still parts of me talking about like, but I still don't feel like I'm in my age because I don't have these things. There are things that I'm like, I feel like I've missed these marks. And so am I truly an adult? But at the same time, I feel like I've adulted way more in the past 2 years, 3 years than I have in the past 20, which is when I was supposed to be adult, right? It's quite an interesting conversation. And then also like reflecting back when I see like 20-year-olds now, and I love you 20-year-olds, y'all are amazing, but like really understanding, oh yeah, you really don't know I did not know I really thought I was so wise. And I make these decisions. And I was so adult. And then coming into like being 45, still not feeling adult. It's such a weird place.
It is.
It is.
I still feel like I'm I wouldn't say child, but I don't know. I don't have that when someone is like, oh, you're an adult, I'm like, yeah, I guess so.
I feel like when I'm hanging out with 20-year-olds, my nieces, like the friends that I make in Zumba, they're all younger, like early 30s, late 20s, mid 30s. Like to me, I'm like, oh, I was like babysitting you essentially, or I was in college when you were born, or all of these thought process. And in my mind, though, we have similar personalities. We have similar schedules. So therefore, what has changed outside of the aches and pains and the saggy face? Like, and all of that's very physical, but like emotionally, mentally, all of this, like, it doesn't feel like outside of what I've seen and what I've learned, like the life lessons that I've learned, that I'm like, oh, they come up on you so gradually that you don't realize has happened, you know?
Yeah. It's one of those things that you kind of, it's going to happen one day, but then you keep telling yourself, no, I'm too young for that. And then you look at your face in the morning, you're like, oh no, it's happening.
Yeah, I do that often. Then I just sit there, I was like, oh no, is that me? And I'm glad to know that people my age or people close to my age also feel this. Like, it's still early 2000s, 2010s maybe. When I hear 2025, it feels foreign. That seems more unfamiliar than anything else, I guess, because, it's less likely. We've not been in this time frame as much as we have in the past time frames. No, it's getting too deep now. But recognizing all of that and seeing all of this has been a new adventure. Like 2025... coming back from the lessons that we learned from 2016, not realizing that we haven't learned them. Like, it's both alarming, but kind of reassuring in that it's like we survived it.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we're still in battle mode in so many ways. I have become more resistant, in so many ways. I have also become a lot more cynical and less trusting. I miss the days where I trusted people. But also realizing AI is full on, and some of the things that I have to sit there and question, is this real? Is this not real?
Yeah.
Our generation is weird because we definitely came up on not having internet, not having mobile devices, like cell phones and such, and then coming into learning all of that, and then now growing with it in such a way, but remembering the days before.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a huge spike in technology, and we also got the 90s was when we got cable news. So before that, I was too young to really appreciate it, but you didn't have that, like, oh God, I know what is happening everywhere all the time. And now it's like everywhere. But it is interesting remember a time when there was no internet. And if you had it, when you did get it, it was so slow. And if somebody answered the phone, too bad.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
To now having, is this AI? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Like having so many things and trying to track. So I don't feel like I'm being fooled and I'm just spreading misinformation, because I also don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
2025 is weird.
It's also annoying because 2025 is so weird that a lot of times I'm like, that could be true. That sounds wild.
Right.
But it could be. I don't know.
It could be a thing. Who knows? 2025 is the year that a woman uses racial slurs at a child and gets $500,000. And people are outright supporting her with no qualms, saying that, yeah, white people, woo. Like this 2020, like proudly.
Mm-hmm.
I miss the days. I guess like it's both the things I'm glad to see who is whom. But right. I feel like I also miss the days I'm like, you should also be ashamed.
Right.
You should also learn shame. But at the same time, again, I have seen many of like amazing individuals. Again, I talk about the younger generations who are doing some amazing things. The younger generations who also are bringing back the trends of old, the Gen X, early millennials, late millennials, whatever who we are, where and they think the quote word is cringe, but they're already out of style, according to so many of the newer generations. It's a weird place to be, where I feel that old when I'm like, you kids.
Right. Just you wait.
Just you wait. But, honestly, I still wouldn't want to be that age. Love y'all.
I feel like I don't know. we're working on an episode on regret. Like when I look back, the things I regret, like that felt like such a unstable time for me.
Right.
And this doesn't feel like all that stable, but that like looking back feels, and I didn't have all of the social media and technology and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And also the world was on fire then, but it's like real in your face about it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't wish I was that age right now either.
There's so many things. And yeah, we are doing the episode on regret and gender and honestly generations. Like there's a lot of conversations in different generations. And I guess like if I try to think about my 30s, I loved my 30s. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's just the time where you feel the most like growing into yourself and you realize how silly and you start shedding the baggage a little bit. And what I mean by baggage is bad friendships.
Yeah.
That really, really like are some of the things that I'm like, yeah, I really wish I could go back and had more confidence. I don't change it because it did help me become a lot more confident in like my personality and my growth. But in looking back and understanding, you don't have to like everyone. Everyone doesn't have to like you, and not everybody meshes, and that's okay. And there are people who you should not be around, and they are not good for you.
Yes. And just like the kind of internalized whatever misogyny, you grow up and you kind of confront that. But I will say, like, at least when it comes to LGBTQ stuff, there has been a lot of progress with that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's ups and downs.
So many ups and downs.
Yeah.
And 2025 has been a long process. I feel like we've been in 2025 for about 20 years now. Because so many constant back and forth, so many victories, so many battles, so many losses, so many wins. There's a lot. There's a lot happening.
Mm-hmm.
But we're halfway through this year. Congratulations. And we are still here.
Yes.
Proud of you. Proud of us.
Yes. Proud of all of you listeners. Proud of us. Thank you for listening and being part of our community, because I'm sure, as you know, even as a listener, sometimes it can get difficult with the topics we cover, but we're still going to cover them, of course, but that is sometimes like very exhausting. Yes, but we've gotten through this half. We'll get to the next half. Listeners, if you have any victories or thoughts about your 2025 so far, please let us know. You can email us at hello@stuffwenevertoldyou.com. You can find us on Blue Sky at Mom Stuff Podcast, or on Instagram and TikTok at Stuff We Never Told You. We're also on YouTube. We have a TeePublic store, and we have a book you can get wherever you get your books. Thanks as always to our super producer Christina, our executive producer Maya, and our contributor Joey.
Thank you.
And thanks to you for listening. Stuff We Never Told You is a production by iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, you can check out the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.